Imagine walking into your boss's office late one Saturday, only to catch him in the middle of an affair with the secretary. He threatens you to stay silent, but months later, you find the perfect opportunity to bring him down. In front of his own wife. This is Kerry's story. And trust me, the ending? Absolutely explosive. If you've ever wanted to see karma deliver a punch right where it hurts, then hit that like button, subscribe, and settle in. Today's revenge story is a slow burn that ends with one of the most satisfying payoffs you'll ever hear. Kerry worked as a programmer and web designer in a small IT company. It was the kind of workplace where everyone knew each other's names. Around 8 employees, a modest office, and a manager who thought he was untouchable. Enter Roger, the IT manager. The kind of man whose mouth moved faster than his brain. He'd make offensive sexist remarks like it was a daily ritual, about clients, female staff, even random women he'd never met. People tolerated it because, well, he was management. And then there was Sharon, the new secretary. As Kerry put it, she was upwardly mobile, not because of her work ethic, but because she knew how to climb. She had a way of trading favors with Roger, new shoes for her, new bonuses for him. And yes, those kinds of bonuses. One quiet Saturday afternoon, Kerry was working late, finishing a project. The office was silent, except suddenly a squeal echoed down the hallway. She froze. Another squeal. Curiosity took over. She followed the sound, straight to Roger's slightly open office door. She peeked in, and what she saw burned into her memory. Sharon was bent over the desk, skirt hitched up, and Roger, pants around his ankles, was in the act. Roger's face twisted in shock and fury as he realized he'd been caught mid-moment. Sharon, meanwhile, looked like the cat who got the cream, completely unbothered. Kerry turned to leave immediately, heart pounding. But Roger called her back in. "You say nothing, Kerry," he hissed. "Tell nobody. Act like this never happened, or you're fired." This was during COVID times, when layoffs were a real fear. Kerry had bills. She kept quiet. But Roger never forgot that she knew. From then on, he'd shoot her dirty, threatening looks during meetings. Sharon kept getting special bonuses. The rest of the team, overlooked. For months, Kerry lived with that knowledge. Every time she passed Roger's office and saw Sharon closing the blinds, she knew exactly what was happening. She wanted to speak up, but his threat lingered. She didn't want to risk her job during uncertain times. But karma, as they say, works slowly. 6 months later, a busy Saturday at the office. Roger and Sharon slipped into his office early, as usual. But today was different. Olivia, Roger's wife, was scheduled to meet him later, except she showed up early. She walked into the office, smiling politely, asking where Sharon was. Kerry noticed the opportunity. She offered to help Olivia find Roger. What Olivia didn't know was that Kerry also knew how to open Roger's supposedly locked office door. A slight frame misalignment. Easy to pop open. Kerry gently pushed the door open, stepped aside, and let Olivia walk in first. What Olivia saw was undeniable. Her husband mid-act with the secretary. Roger froze. Sharon panicked. Olivia erupted. She screamed at Roger, her voice shaking the walls. "How could you?" Roger, fumbling with his trousers, stammered. "It's not what it looks like." Sharon tried to sneak out, but Olivia turned on her too. Sharon quickly flipped the script. "Why didn't you tell me you were married?" Of course he had told her, but the lie stuck for the moment. Roger glared daggers at Kerry as if to say, "You set this up." Kerry calmly replied, "I did exactly what you asked, Roger. I never told anyone." "I acted like it never happened." Olivia's fury intensified. "What do you mean?" Kerry explained everything. Every Saturday, every locked door, every threat. Roger's face drained of color as Olivia unleashed another round of rage. Amid the chaos, Ivan, the company owner, arrived. He heard the shouting from the hallway. By the time he entered, he'd already heard enough. Kerry was asked to step out, but the damage was done. Roger didn't survive that day. Sharon was fired for gross misconduct. Roger was not only dismissed, but later found himself facing fraud and embezzlement charges. Apparently, his extracurricular activities weren't limited to his love life. As for Olivia and their marriage, no one knows the full story. But everyone at the office knew one thing. Roger got exactly what he deserved. Kerry? She stayed. And not only that, she was promoted to assistant manager under a new female manager who valued her integrity and hard work. The look on Roger's face when Olivia walked in, it was priceless. Months of smugness, threats, and abuse, all shattered in a single moment. And Kerry didn't even have to break her promise. She simply followed his exact instructions and let karma do the rest. There's something deeply satisfying about seeing someone who abuses their power finally face consequences. Kerry didn't plot, didn't scheme, she waited, and when the time came, she opened a door. Literally. If this story gave you chills, hit that like button. Share your most satisfying revenge story in the comments. I'd love to read them. And of course, subscribe to the Payback Room for more stories where karma serves the best kind of justice.